Hello.
Hi, Nadia.
Hi.
Um, I feel weird having you back at Northeastern.
Yeah, a week at home was a luxury. It's like a spa break.
Was it? So you're in your sophomore year of college now, and you had a week off for Thanksgiving break,
hmm
and it felt like a spa luxury to come home.
in the sense that I have a lot more responsibilities here, so I just not that I didn't have them there, I just chose to forget about them. um, I mean, I have a lot more, yeah, I have a lot more responsibilities here regarding like school, and because I was far away, it felt like I could just take relax a little bit more. Um,
It's not because you don't have to do
but
things as much like clean dishes and clean your house and stuff, your apartment.
no, I don't know. I guess a little bit because you guys are the ones like running the house, I guess, instead of me. But um, maybe in the sense of like everyone else's lot, it's like a vacation for me, but just me. Like everyone else's lives are like still going. So when everyone else gets has things to do, I don't. Which like in a weird sense feels like a vacation for me because I don't have to do things. But it's also weird to be on.
Um, I'm wearing your Northeastern sweatshirt because I missed you today. But today, our topic is the stress of like reunions, holiday
hmm
reunions. I think that's something that I hear people talk about and see people post about online about how it feels sometimes like the holidays are supposed to be this joyful celebration, reunion with family and friends that love you. And
hmm
then sometimes it doesn't quite feel that way. And that's like makes things even worse.
Yeah.
So, um, how was what are your thoughts on that? How was your return home?
This time I think I've gotten used to returning home, but every time I do, it just feels a little bit weird. Like I said before, like everyone because it's not like everyone's lives stopped when I moved to Boston. So it's like I don't feel as connected to it in the like I still feel connected to family, but not necessarily home because I'm not there very much. And when I am, I'm not there for very long. Um and then like same with like friends, like I'm still in touch with my friends, but we all have like other lives at school and outside of the Bay Area now. So, um it's just like a lot of catching up and um I don't know. It's weird every time I go back, but like I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. Um I mean, I've changed a lot since I've been to Northeastern, or I feel like I have. So it's just like also looking at home in a new perspective is a little bit strange.
We haven't gotten to talk about how, um, well, you say you've grown a lot since you've been in Boston. And we haven't gotten to talk about how a lot of people came up to me on the side after seeing you this time, saying that it seems like you're really thriving in Boston, or that you seem happier, or you seem like more, I don't know, at ease with yourself or something. Can you explain what that might be about? Like, is you, why are people responding to your presence as if there's like a palpable change in your comfort with yourself this time compared to previously?
Um, I don't know. I maybe like I feel like I came to college is, as people say, like a time to become not become necessarily become a new version of yourself, but push yourself out of like your comfort zone. And at home, I had like a routine, and that routine like never really changed throughout the entirety of my time like in middle school and high school and all that stuff. So I didn't really have like opportunities to like try new things, or I don't know, meet other people. But I do feel like I've in some sense like gained more confidence in myself, and maybe that's also like just becoming an adult. But not that I feel like an adult at all, but like I don't know, I feel like I um sometimes also put on a persona of like trying to act more mature when I'm home too. So
Really?
I feel like,
I'm
well,
just
like,
kidding.
I don't know. I feel like maybe looking at home from a bird's, it's like looking at home from a bird's eye view. Like, I'm not attached to anything except for family and like my high school friends anymore. So everything else is kind of like, it's like I don't know. They don't really
Maybe the
need me
things
that
that
much.
seemed like such a big deal when you were younger
Yeah.
because you were like that was all that you had, all of a sudden doesn't seem like a big deal anymore, and then it makes you
Right.
feel at ease with everything else you come across that seems like it's a big deal. Like maybe
Right.
everything isn't really that big of a deal.
Right. And also like I think I've gotten better at like looking at the bigger picture and just I don't know, be new perspectives. I
So
don't know, but
what
that's kind of I feel like that's interesting to hear.
yeah.
But
Well, I hope that makes you feel happy to hear that you're
no,
giving
yeah,
people
it
that
does. I
impression.
just yeah.
So what feels like home? Like when you stepped into your home in Redwood Shores and you're like, ah, home. Or when you went back to your apartment in Boston and you're like,
Mhm.
ah, home. Like which one felt like home?
Honestly, like honestly both. But this is like that's like the first time that has happened at Northeastern. Not that I didn't feel at home in my other like places that I was living, but I wasn't gonna be living there for very long because it was like one semester or like the half semester I did over the summer. So I kind of looked at it as like I'm gonna be leaving soon anyways. Like I didn't really get as settled. Whereas I feel like in this apartment, because I knew I was gonna be staying here the whole year, I've like made it feel more like home from like the beginning. So when I came back, it didn't feel weird and it felt like relaxing. And the same thing happens at home too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my room kind of just stays the same. So I it feels anytime I step in there, it feels like nothing has changed.
So that's all good stuff. What about the
Yeah.
hard stuff? Like a lot of people have a hard time, like they dread going to the family party on the
Mhm.
holiday, or they dread going to like a reunion of friends from high school or elementary
Yeah.
school. Did you have any of that?
I didn't have any of that, but I understand like there's a lot of anxiety just towards like, oh, is it gonna be awkward? Like, um, yeah, the awkwardness of it all is kind of hard, but and also like not everyone really enjoys like that small talk, catching up type of thing. Um, especially when it feels like you have like less in common. This is like specifically like friends. Like if you have less in common with them than you did before, it's I feel like that's kind of hard. Um, and like with family things, I don't know. I didn't feel like I didn't dread going to family things. I think being away from home for a while like makes me just like appreciate it more when I get the opportunity to go to like those get-togethers. But yeah, I think the awkwardness and anxiety that like is connected to it is hard.
It was, I just remember now that you were kind of mentally preparing yourself to see a bunch of your extended family, and you were
Hmm.
joking about recording your answers because you were anticipating that they were going to ask you the same thing. Like, what is it that everybody asks you?
Well, I mean,
What
it's
did you
not
repeat?
necessarily like because it's like a family thing. Like it's just with everyone. Everyone asks the same thing because I'm away at college. It's always like how's college and all that type of thing, which is not it's not like weird,
So, what's your
but
canned answer? Or did you say something different every time?
no, I always say that. I mean, even when I wasn't, even after like my semester in Greece, when I like still wasn't sure how, I hadn't like mentally processed the whole thing yet. I still answered with like, "Oh, I'm having a lot of fun. I really like it," and all that kind of thing. But I am actually having a lot of fun now, and I do really like it. So it's less of a half lie, but uh,
I guess
yeah,
people don't want to hear like, I am having a really hard time. It was really
yeah.
hard for me to adjust. I was kind of lonely and missing home. Like you just don't
Yeah,
really feel like saying
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, it depended on who I was with, and also like I feel like it also that's another part of the time where it kind of could get awkward if like they ask a question or you say something that's like not what they expected you to say, and then there's like more questions.
Hmm.
So kind of like making it the easiest conversation possible, but that doesn't like I don't know. I didn't do that with everybody.
Yeah. I guess we're lucky that family reunions aren't super dramatic or
Yeah.
there's not a lot of fighting. There's not any fighting. We did have a slightly awkward situation, though. I mean, maybe more awkward for me, and it wasn't that bad. But my
Oh
mom
yeah,
and my
yeah,
dad and my stepmom were all at my house. And although my mom and stepmom get along, were they talking
yeah.
to each other? I don't know.
I don't know.
My mom and my dad don't talk to each other
Yeah.
at all. Did you feel, was that palpable? Like, did you see that
um,
happening?
I I don't know. I don't think I like registered it. I mean I kind of used like they don't. I know they don't like converse, so I wasn't like expecting them to like sit together like have a conversation. Um, but yeah. I mean, I guess it's more of a thing for you because you're gonna look out for it and you're gonna notice it more.
I mean, I am also used to it. What sometimes is weird for me is if I think about how weird it is that my parents don't talk to each other. Like if you just
Hmm.
think about me and your dad not talking to each
Yeah.
other on a holiday, it's kind of sucky, but yeah. But
Yeah.
we've just gotten used to it at this point. Um,
I
and I'm
mean,
glad that it didn't result in anything like nobody was mad.
yeah. Yeah, and also like they did it it's not like they couldn't be in the same place. So I feel
Hmm.
like I don't know. Our family is getting bigger, but it's not that big. Our house is like not that big, so they did have to be in like close proximity. So
Yeah, they
no
were like,
fighting.
I guess, in the next room from each other.
Yeah.
Did they sit at the same table for lunch, for dinner?
No. I don't think so. I don't
Yeah, but we
I
got
don't
all of
think
them to
so.
take a picture together,
Yeah.
and it took a little bit of dragging some members out because they were
Yeah.
resistant to it. And I don't know if that's because they didn't want to be in a picture together. I'm not sure, but that was really important for me.
Mhm.
We never get the entire family, all of my siblings, my mom
Yeah.
and my dad in one picture. That's
Ever.
so rare for me. And it was like really important for me. So I'm glad that we were able to make it happen.
Yeah. Um yeah. That never happens.
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess not everyone was there, but we edited him in.
Yeah. One person not in the picture, but we edited him in. Um,
Into the back.
yeah. Well, now you're going to be in school for another 2 weeks and
Yeah.
then you're going to come right back home. Like,
Yeah.
are you feeling that's too soon?
Not I don't know. The next 2 weeks are gonna be difficult because it's finals and everything, so it's not really like the most fun. Um, but I also don't know what I need to do at home, so like I don't know. I was talking to some of my friends today that like really just like I don't know. They don't want to going home now is like not fun for them anymore. They don't want to go back. And it like coming back to Boston feels like super relaxing and like
Your
oh
friends from North,
finally I'm yeah
your
from
friends from
Northeastern.
Northeastern were saying that they didn't want to go
Yeah,
home.
no, like now they're back here, but like they're glad that they're back.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel both. I feel both. I'm glad that I'm back, but I also like didn't want to come back because I knew um I have finals and it's like not fun at all.
Are some of your friends like having a hard time with, or are you having a hard time with defining what is appropriate behavior when you're at home? Like when to come home? Like, are some people like annoyed because their parents are super strict when they're at home and they can do whatever they want when they're at school? That type of thing?
um, I mean, I haven't like really talked about that much. I feel like maybe that was more of a thing like last year because it's like both for me, like for us and for our parents, like it's hard to know like where the boundaries are when you're back home again. But I don't know. You kind of like you go home for like family and you're like close friends from high school anyways, so it's not necessarily like I in my head I know whatever I'm doing like here in Boston is not really going to be happening um in at home. So
Mhm.
I like have already set the difference before I step in the Bay Area.
I actually didn't experience that. I felt like I was going out with my friends in college at, um, and like on campus and around campus. And then when we come home for the holidays, then I would like go out with my high school friends and
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I did over the summer. I don't know. It's like it's different. It's like it's weird. And I also don't know the Bay Area like that. So like
mm,
the like I don't know. I don't know like I don't
where to go
see
out.
the yeah, like I don't look at it the same way. So it's
Oh, that's true. And you don't really have a lot of good friends that are going to college here.
yeah.
Your
So
your friends.
everyone is like we're all in different parts. We're actually none of us are like most of us are not home, so it's at all. So it's very none of us are used to it, and I don't know.
Yeah, and my friends all went to school nearby.
Yeah, so it's like I guess I can hear it from like the grapevine. I can ask other people that do go to school close, but I don't know. It feels weird.
Hmm.
But I guess I don't know. Most of my friends here at Northeastern live. Actually, all of my friends and Northeastern are from the East Coast. So, however, like you felt in college is a little bit how they feel because, they know like how to like home and school is very close, but for me, it's very different.
Hmm. And then your friends too, like all of the friends that you would go out with back at home, none of them are going to school nearby. So then none of you guys know what to do around here.
Right, right. Um, yeah. So
All
it's
right. So
interesting.
what are you gearing up for? You have 2 weeks of finals?
Well, not well. I guess yeah, kind of 2 weeks of finals. Yeah, but actual finals week is like the December 11th, December 16th, like that week. But my first finals on the 6th, and I really need to start studying, but I really, really, really don't want to.
No, you're almost there. I mean, that's the nice
Yeah,
thing about going to school. Like things end and then start over again. Like
yeah.
in regular adult
But
life,
then also,
it just
like,
keeps going.
oh, yeah. But next semester I'll be on co op too, so it's like is, I guess I'll have a break from school for a long time. It's just
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
really interesting.
That'll be fun. I was just thinking about how you're going to be probably really tired. It's going to be really weird, I think, for you to have to go to work from 8 to 5 or whatever. Just
Yeah,
like 40 hours of being like on is
yeah,
different than like 2 hours
it
of
is.
class and then a break and then 2 hours of
Yeah,
class
but
and
I
then a
feel
break.
like with like classes too, I'm doing homework for a long time. So like that whole time when I'm off of work is when I would be doing my homework anyways. So like that's gonna be different. And I feel like, yeah, we'll
You're
see what
excited not to have
happens.
homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
I don't know why I feel sad that you're gone, even though I just saw you yesterday and then
And
you're
I'll be
coming back in
back.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think it's because like I can, that same reason that everybody feels like, oh, she's doing really well
Yeah.
and she's thriving, she's happy. It's like a good thing, right? But then it makes me
Yeah.
feel like even more like you have a whole life away from
Yeah.
here. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Bye.
Bye.